Hi, I'm Mark Steelman, and today I want to tell you about my master's project. I built an AI Socratic tutor. Instead of students asking it questions, it would ask students questions. This is not intended to replace teachers. What it would do, though, is possibly replace informal assessments like quizzes and exit tickets, and you could even use it for studying for a test or something like that. So what this thing does is it asks the student a question, and then the student gives an answer, and then the AI interprets that answer and either gives them 3 stars as complete and correct, or asks a follow-up question because maybe the kid just didn't understand the question. I have seen kids get linear equation problems wrong, like the entire class got it wrong on a standardized test, and it turned out is because they did not know what the word receding means. They would say like the water is receding at a constant rate. Okay. And it's a word problem to set up a linear equation, but if you don't know what receding means, then you can't get it right. Right. Well, the AI could actually probe to try to understand what the kid doesn't understand. Now, so why this matters. What I wanted to do was work with other teachers. So this is not just something that I did by myself. I mean, I did the technical work, but the other teachers were the science teachers. I intentionally chose a topic or a subject that I am not certified in. So I sent out initial surveys to those teachers, asking them if there was an AI Socratic teacher. I kind of gave them a basic idea of what I had in mind. What would you hope it would do, right? And then I tried to build that prototype around the feedback from the 8 or so teachers. And then I put it back to them again and asked them to look at it and review it. And that first prototype. And then I made revisions based on that feedback. And I'm going to show you the result today. So let's talk about differentiation a little bit. The biggest benefit of this system is differentiation. When you have a regular classroom full of students, we're talking about like 25 students or so, you do not have the ability to find out what they all know about whatever you're teaching. You can give them a quiz, but there's several problems with quizzes. Like you can do them in exit tickets, and you can do the thumbs up, thumbs down, but you don't really know. You go, does everybody get it? And they all go thumbs up. Okay, do they, or do they just put their thumbs up because everybody else is putting their thumbs up? Or when you do the exit ticket and you get these little slips of paper back and some of them just say IDK on it, right? I don't know. So this is a very limited system. I already mentioned you can get a quiz answer wrong just because you don't have the literacy to be able to understand the question. So can we make something better, right? It's the next best thing to having a person sit down with each one of your students and ask them a series of questions from a rubric with the answers. The person who's asking the questions can see the answer, and then they can ask follow-up questions to try to understand, did the person just not understand the question? Like they can rephrase the question, and then it will at the end produce, if the person doesn't get it right, what they do know and what they need to know. Right now I'm going to cut to like a real-time presentation of the software. There are topics here. This is how many questions are in each one. And then I'm going to do mixtures just so I can show you the whole thing. It'll be 3 questions. Now on this one, I'm going to intentionally get it wrong. So I'm going to put, how can mixtures be separated? They can't. Let's see what it says about that. Actually, mixes can be separated. Can you think of any methods used to separate different parts of a mixture? All right. How about sifting? Great example with sifting. Can you think of any other methods besides sifting that could be used to separate mixtures? How about a funnel? Think about how you might separate liquids from solids or a different liquid from each other. You could let it sit. And then it says, let's move on and come back to this. Letting a mixture sit can help settle solids, but it's not a specific method. Think about techniques like filtration, which uses a filter to separate solids from liquids, or distillation, which separates liquids based on boiling points. Each method has its own unique process for separation. Can you name one of these methods? And this is like a thing that I would want to fix, because it should not ask me another question, because you're not allowed to continue to engage. You're going to move on. So that was the 3 of 3. And now it says, now that you've gone through all the questions, let's try the ones you missed one more time. Press next to continue. It pops up and it says that there were 3 questions. Can you define a mixture? I got 3 stars. Can you describe types of mixtures? I got 3 stars. And can you describe separation methods? I got 2 stars. No, student can identify sifting as a method to separate mixtures. Student needs to recognize additional separation methods such as filtration and decantation. Hints given 1, responses collected 5. And there you go. That's how it works. If I was to continue working on this, I would want to expand the number of things, the topics. Like you could make it be on social studies topics. You could go more science topics, but then you could also ask about the outsiders for an ELA class. You could ask them questions about the Great Depression, and it's going to do better on conceptual questions. If I had more time in support for this, I would expand. I would actually start testing it with real students. Maybe even do a study on the thing to see if it was actually helping students. So anyway, I appreciate you taking time to look at my project, and I hope you have a great day.